What's up, everyone? Just wanted to showcase these Mopar Performance, I think they're called Highline or Hightop factory fenders for a Jeep JK. This is a 2015 two-door, and this is the Mopar Performance fender. Now this is a new one on it. Looks pretty factory. That was the style I was going for. Here's a stock one down there. So side by side, it's slightly wider than the stock fender. However, the big gain is tire clearance. You end up with a lot more higher cut to the fender to clear a bigger tire on a smaller lift. So I think it raises it up a good few inches, 4 inches maybe, 3 inches. Super easy to install. So on the factory fender, you have the inner plastic fender well that attaches to these rivets. So you want to get like a pry tool or whatever, pop those off. You're going to retain your factory inner fender liner with like mine. And basically all you're going to do is get a knife and you're going to follow the body line and you're going to trim that excess plastic all the way over. And these new fenders are actually two-piece, so they're the outer color and then this inner piece. You can see, but they're actually it's like two-sided taped together. So I just got these back from the painter and thrown them on. So I wanted to leave. You can see it's kind of a textured finish on that outside lip. But yeah, once you trim your fender out, all you do is grab a bunch of push pins that are included and you just snap it into the factory holes. Goes in pretty easy. So this is, that'll focus on it, but that's the push pin you're going to use. Just snap them in. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It says it fits a two-door or a four-door. However, like I said, mine's a two-door. I don't know if this will fit a four-door, because I believe the rear fenders need a cutout to clear that rear door. These do not have that, so I cannot verify if it fits a four-door. There it is right there. Jeep Wrangler Hightop Fender Flare Kit, two-door, four-door. So they might know something I don't, but anyways. So I got the rears on, pretty happy with it. Let me show you the front, I haven't got those on yet. This is what I mean. So here's the plastic inner fender liner. You just kind of hold it up, trim it to fit all the way up and over. Now the fronts are a little different. So you're still gonna retain this upper mount, put that Tinnerman nut up in the new fender. You're gonna put a bolt up there, but you're still gonna use those little push pin connectors. And then for the wiring, should be long enough to reach out there. And then here's the new front fenders. It retains the factory clearance light. You need to steal them out of the old fenders like I got down here. So anyways, let me get the fronts on and I'll continue this video and show you how the front end looks. And this is again, 2015 Jeep JK. It has a 4.5-inch lift metal cloak kit on it, the Game Changer. And these are 37-inch BFG tires. Give a little side shot. Anyway, let me get the front fenders installed and I'll be right back. All right, we got the passenger side front fender mounted. Everything came out pretty nice. These are cool. They bolt right on or snap right on. But fronts are a little different because you got to worry about the clearance light. So I'll show you over here. Put this, let's see if we can do it two hands or one hand. So you take your factory clearance light out, it snaps in just like the stock one does. And then this cover goes like that. So it kind of makes a box. And then that ends up sitting up in there, or something like that. That snaps into place. So you'll sneak your wire through. Probably can't see it. There's a little hole right down there. So you can see there's a little kind of cutout channel or whatever. Sneak your wire through, get it up in there, snap your light in, and then it takes some small push pins. Takes these guys. So changing that light bulb is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. You got to pry those out. But anyway, so that's the stock one. You can see it's not obviously sitting on there properly, but you can see the height to the hood line. And if you walk over to the new side, you can see how much higher it sits. It's almost, well, it's actually above the factory hood line now. So it gives you quite a bit of tire clearance. So I think it looks pretty good. There, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's a little cover. So it just snaps into place, covers everything up. There's the stock Tinnerman nut, 10 mil bolt, and a bunch of push pins all the way around. And then it just kind of goes over your factory inner fender well, fender liner. And then two, if you have, which I took mine off, you have the stock Wrangler sticker that goes across right here. Some of it gets buried, so I ended up just taking it off, so much cleaner look. And anyway, that is it. I don't have the part number on hand. I'll leave it in the comments or description or something like that. But lift's kind of in the way. But as of now, I'm pretty happy. I cycled the suspension with these fenders on it when I first got them. I test fit them, and I got days of room. So, like I said, this is a 4.5-inch kit from Metal Cloak. I think I might go down to a 3.5-inch spring. The gap's pretty big, so I can lower the whole Jeep down maybe an inch. But anyway, I like them. Like I said, I like the factory look. I looked at every aftermarket fender available on the market, and I just didn't like them. I don't like the tube fenders. There's some other ones that were kind of cool, but this is more my style. I like the factory look, factory light. I don't have LEDs, anything crazy on it. So there's the rear fender. So it covers the tire pretty good. Not that I do a whole lot of mudding out here in Southern California. Anyways, all right, thanks for watching.